The Vince McMahon Netflix docuseries is launching next month. Nikki Bella's husband has been arrested, and we've got an update on some potential NXT expansion plans. It's all in the news right now. The long-awaited docuseries about Vince McMahon, which we now know is titled Mr. McMahon, it comprises 6 one-hour-long episodes, is set to be released exclusively on Netflix on September 25th. They have released the following synopsis.
Saying Mr. McMahon chronicles the rise and fall of Vince McMahon, controversial businessman and co-founder of WWE. From his transformation of the WWE from a small regional business into a global entertainment powerhouse to the explosive misconduct allegations that led to his eventual resignation, this 6-episode series offers a deep dive into McMahon's life and his enduring franchise.
This is clearly a docuseries that took an enormous turn during the production of it. They continue to say, culled from over 200 hours of interviews with McMahon himself prior to his resignation, his family members as well, business associates, and some of the most iconic names in wrestling history, as well as the journalist who uncovered McMahon's allegations. Filmmaker Chris Smith, who you may remember from Tiger King, and exec producer Bill Simmons from 30 for 30 present an unflinching, no-holds-barred look at one of the most enigmatic figures in sports entertainment. This has been in the works since all the way back in 2020. The fact, first of all, that they got over 200 hours with Vince McMahon, that's more time than his family have seen him during that period of production. That's insane. I can't wait to see it. I really can't wait to see it. The fact that they've got those two involved with the production, you know it's going to be like crazy stuff. And obviously originally this was, sure, it was going to pull back the curtain and talk about some of the controversies within WWE in the past, specifically regarding what was sort of shown on screen, but maybe delving into steroid trial, that sort of stuff as well. It'll be really interesting to see the way in which Vince McMahon presents himself, because this all happened before those allegations came out. I think it's going to be fascinating. I really do. I'm so excited.
I'm really excited to see what they've done, because I thought with the Netflix deal and WWE and Raw moving over there next year, I was like, I don't know if we're ever going to see this.
I thought it might be shelved for forever.
I thought so too.
They're they're paying crazy money for this massive brand, and then you press down on your remote and right there is, you may also like this documentary about the owner who has had these horrible allegations directed towards him. So you know what, I'm really glad that they are doing this. I'm really glad that they're doing this and showing that, hey, just because we're featuring this brand doesn't mean that we're gonna ignore what has happened in the past. With regards to the move to Netflix, it really wouldn't surprise me, because WWE is now all about the Triple H era. It's a new era. We're a new product, things are different. And actually, I think a lot of that is very much true. We see it on screen, but behind the scenes as well, people seem a lot happier in the place that they're working. But it wouldn't surprise me if when that move to Netflix happens, that they don't put the older stuff back on there. Like the network, you can watch every pay-per-view ever, right? And there is censorship on there, but I think when it goes to Netflix, they'll just want to go, this is WWE now. You're not getting the old pay-per-views. This is what we're going
just
with.
Just a clean slate. This is what it was with this documentary, and this is what it is.
It wouldn't surprise me, because they've not made any mention of historical shows being featured on Netflix. I'm not quite sure, especially how that would work with the user interface. Maybe it'd be like the Amazon Prime thing, where you launch like a separate,
and you get little different
there's a
ones.
portal that takes you to the WWE hub. So yeah, we'll keep you updated on that. A bit more information. Chris Smith, the director, told Netflix the goal behind Mr. McMahon was to pull the curtain back and reveal the true Vince McMahon, obscured beneath the persona he presented to the world. Over the 4 years of production, the story evolved in truly shocking ways, culminating in some extremely harrowing allegations. The final product is a revealing documentary that we believe offers a rich and nuanced portrait of the man and the complex legacy that he left behind. Again, can't wait to see it. A note from Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics on this as well. Brandon was told that neither Janelle Grant nor her representatives were interviewed for the documentary. Don't know if that means that they were asked to participate and the interview didn't go ahead. It doesn't surprise me that if they were asked, they said no, or it's not happening at all, because it's an ongoing investigation and it could compromise legal proceedings.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that doesn't surprise me at all. Obviously, that side of things is going to be spoken about in the documentary, but don't expect to hear from Janelle Grant nor her representatives. Move on to another horrible story here. Nikki Bella's husband has been arrested. Dancing with the Stars pro Artem Shigvintsev, the husband of Nikki Garcia, formerly known as Nikki Bella, as I say, was arrested yesterday for domestic violence charges. TMZ breaking the news and reporting.
A rep from Napa County Sheriff's Office tells TMZ deputies responded to a domestic violence call at a location in the town of Yountville shortly before 10 a.m. Thursday. An arrest was made at the scene and injuries were reportedly involved. The victim in the case has asked for total confidentiality. The sheriff's rep says the investigation remains ongoing.
We're going to leave some links in the description for a few places that you can go for help should you need it, and obviously hope that's never the case. But if you are in any danger at all, there's some links in the description. Support is very much available. We send all of our love in the world to the victim in that case, and we'll keep you updated on it. Moving on to... a big debut for MLW, a released WWE star popping up. It's Donovan Dijak, guided by St. Laurent, crashing MLW's Summer of the Beast event, joining the World Titan Federation, WTF, in the process. They released the full show for free on YouTube. You can go and check it out now. Great news for Dijak.
Yes, and I'm really excited to see where this goes, because the World Title Federation are a very tongue-in-cheek, very comedic kind of faction. They refer to themselves as sports entertainers and everything like that. Their little old school 80s style promo packages and stuff that they do are always really fun. And it'll be really cool to see that side of Dijak on TV, because we had little glimpses of it here and there, but I feel like he's so funny, and we saw that within the stuff that he was doing on the internet and within Twitter, but I feel like that never really got pushed as much on telly, so it'd be nice to see that side of him come out a little bit more, hopefully, at least, anyway.
I agree, and I actually think that side of him is a little bit more marketable than just, hey, big bad guy, bad wrestling voice, all that stuff. I love Dijak, by the way. I think he's class, but he's really funny. He's proper witty. He's quick. And I think he's going to do really well here. He really wants that AEW deal, clearly. He was backstage at one of the shows. He was teasing something in Wembley over the weekend as well. Obviously, he didn't pop up there, but he really wants that big money AEW deals. But he's all over the place at the moment. He's working everywhere.
Best thing to do, right?
Yeah, for sure. He's a very, very talented man, and we send all the best to Dijak. We finish up on an update on the plans regarding NXT Europe. 2 years on from the shuttering of NXT UK, and it looks like the launch of NXT Europe is more unlikely than ever. Dave Meltzer was talking about this on Wrestling Observer Radio, and he said, remember when they closed NXT UK? You cried, didn't you?
I did.
This was a couple of years ago now, and they were going to immediately open NXT Europe, and then they fired almost everyone. And those people were under $25,000 a year, and it's not like they were paying them giant money. The cost savings was negligible.
It's hard, is that
hard word. Negligible. Other people were telling me that they're never going to do this, the Europe thing. They say, because it didn't want to admit shutting down in the UK, because the UK thing was their original idea, and they didn't want to go, hey, this didn't quite work out. I always hear we're doing the European thing, but it's been years now, and I'm hearing less now than I heard years ago that they are going to proceed with that. I think it's really unlikely. I think it's really unlikely.
It doesn't surprise me, because it feels like all the focus is very much now on Shawn Michaels doing the NXT stuff and Triple H doing the WWE side of stuff, and it feels like it's not needed. I feel like it's not needed. I think since NXT UK has gone, and obviously with the coming out the other side of the pandemic and everything as well, it feels like European wrestling and UK wrestling is really starting to thrive again. I think we saw all the indies and everything over the AEW All-In weekends, like having a tremendous time. It's always nice to see all the indies come together and do stuff like this. And me necessarily, I wouldn't want that to go away just because, and granted, I used to like NXT UK, right? I don't know if I want it back anyway, you know?
No, I can do without it. I'm not sure from a business standpoint, given the state of things as they are now, that it's even like a sensible move.
Yeah.
I'm one of the people that believe that NXT UK was launched to sign names away from a thriving UK indie scene.
Yeah.
And things were getting hot, right?
Yep.
Things were getting really, really hot, and WWE wanted a part of that. And I think they were very successful in what they did.
Yes.
I don't agree with it, but that's what happened, right? Yeah, indie wrestling is hot in the UK and Europe as well, but it's not near the 2016 levels. It's in no way a threat. Not that it ever really was a threat, but it's not damaging WWE in any way, so I don't see it happening. If they want people, like they've got scouts in the UK, all around Europe, they can just scout people, and then the vast majority of wrestlers would be more than keen for a move to Orlando if they were offered it.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's the better way of doing it, isn't it, really?
Yeah, for sure. They can still cherry pick. They're WWE. They can have pretty much whoever they want. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with more news in the not too distant future, so keep an eye on the channel. Pictures on there now, predictions on there now. I'm walking away with the belt on the live stream tomorrow, Bash in Berlin. Enjoy the premium live event. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.